we're back with the Get Ready With Me and also with part 5, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, long awaited. Who's excited? I'm excited. So I am just gonna get straight into it. So after the events of part 4, Koichi is being sent to Italy by Jotaro. So he's just like, I need you to do a little favor for me. I need you to go to Italy because there is somebody there that I need you to investigate. His name is Haranoshi Abana. And he has a little picture of him. He has black hair. And he finds out about this guy. And his name is Giorno Giovanna. And he's blonde. He's not black hair like the kid in the photo. And he notices he has like this side hustle at the airport where he's like getting money and stuff. And then he's like, hey, do you need a ride? Do you need a ride from the airport? Because it's like really long in the line. And so he's like, okay. And he's like, well, your Italian's super good. Where'd you learn it from? He's like, oh, my friend Rohan. Oh, just kidding. But yeah, basically Rohan gave him the ability to learn Italian, which another goated stand ability. So anyways, Koichi is putting his luggage in the back of the car when Giorno starts driving away because he's naughty. And Koichi, like, I don't know, stops the car, just like their stand abilities or whatever. And then he notices that, like, his suitcase is gone from the car. Like, it's just like a little egg now. He's like, wait, what's going on? And then, I don't know, Giorno leaves, and he's just hanging out with this little frog because the egg turns into a frog that used to be his suitcase. And so then he's approached by this man named Liki I Luca. And he's like, I don't like that you're in my territory having this side hustle. Like, I don't like that you're doing this. So he's trying to, like, fight Giorno. And Giorno kind of fights him back and hits him in the back of his head with his own shovel. So Liki I Luca goes into a coma. And he saves his little frog. And then we find out that his stand ability is to bring life to anything, which is kind of crazy. And I'm sorry, I haven't been too good at, like, explaining people's stand abilities, which I will be onto that this episode. Like, I will be telling you guys their name and what their abilities are. Because, like, I left so much out. And I haven't been very good. So then, Giorno is on the train. And he's approached by this man named Bruno Bucciarati with the meanest bob you will ever see. And he's like, so, I have been sent here because somebody killed Liki I Luca. Do you know who it was? Giorno's like, no, I don't know. I don't know who that was. And then he's like, I know it was you. And they both reveal each other's stands. And so Bruno's stand is named Sticky Fingers, and basically he can turn, it's like zippers. So he can just like turn anything into little something. I don't know. So then him and Giorno fight, and Giorno wins. By the way, Giorno was 15 years old. Just keep that in mind. I don't know, he's the youngest Joestar. And then at the end of their fight, Bruno is like, I hate drugs so much, and I need you to help me. I hate drugs so much, and I want to take down the boss because I hate drugs. Because basically, like, his father was, like, almost killed because he witnessed a drug deal. I don't know. So he just hates drugs so much. And so the two of them are like, okay, let's take down the boss. But Bruno was like, hold on, you have to join the mafia first. So he sends him to this man named Popo, who's in prison. And he's like, Popo's like, okay, you need to do my test. You need to undergo my test, and then you'll be a part of the mafia, the Passione. And so basically the test is that he gives Giorno a lit lighter. And he's like, keep this lighter lit for 24 hours and bring it back to me, and you will become a part of the mafia. So he's like, okay, easy peasy. He gets back home to his dorm. He's a student. And then, like, Koichi finds him. He finds him at his dorm, and it's, like, super suspenseful. He's like, oh, is he going to knock over the lighter? Is he going to, like, turn it the lighter or whatever? Within the first hour, he runs into this janitor, and the lighter is out. And so he's like, oh, no, what am I going to do? And Popo was like, if you relight it, I'll know. So basically, Popo's stand is revealed, and it's called Black Sabbath, and basically it can only lurk in the shadows, but it will, like, kill you. Like, the stand is trying to kill them because the lighter was unlit. And so, basically, with the help of Koichi, they fight Black Sabbath, and he relights the lighter, Actually, let me explain that a little more. Black Sabbath, his ability, he has an arrow within him. And so, basically, Popo's test is that if you break the lighter and you get stabbed by an arrow and you become a stand user, you can, like, relight the lighter and nobody will know, and you will become a part of Passione. But if you don't have a stand, you'll just die. And so that means, like, you're not worthy to be in the Mafia. So he brings the lighter back, and Popo, like, doesn't have a freaking know in the world that Giorno dropped the lighter. And then before he leaves, Giorno turns his banana into a gun. And I don't really understand this because he can only turn inanimate objects into living things, or like bring life to things. I don't know about a banana or a gun having life, but I don't know, it's pretty cool. So basically, Popo eats his banana and shoots himself in the face and dies. And Bruno then brings Giorno to his restaurant with all of his friends. And so this is where we meet the rest of the characters of this part. So we meet Leone Abacchio, Guido Mista, Narancia Gurga, Panicotta Fugo. And so this is our gang. And I'll tell you their stands later, actually. Like, I'll tell you what they do. I'm not gonna lie this time. But basically what they have to do now, since Popo is dead, they have to go to this island and find his fortune of 600 million lira. So they need to find his fortune of 600 million lira, and Bruno needs to buy his way up to be a capo. So that way they can, like, get higher up to the boss. So on their way to this island, they fight a few guys and they reveal their stands, or most of them. So Abacchio's stand is called Moody Blues, and basically it has the ability to rewind and, like, see what had happened in the past. So they use this ability to, like, for example, see what the bad guys were doing on their boat before, or, like, see where somebody was taken. I don't know. Narancia's stand is called Aerosmith. And sorry, we don't, like, reveal his stand till later, but I'll just tell you now. And it's basically like a little airplane that goes around and like shoots. Just super cute. And then Mista's ability is called Sex Pistols, and it's basically like 6 bullets that are alive and that, like, shoot the bullets. So he's just like a really good gunsmith. And there is no number 4 bullet because he hates the number 4. It's just unlucky or something. So they defeat just 2 guys because everyone's trying to, like, they find out this money, like, everybody wants the money. And so they defeat these 2 guys, and Bruno buys his way up to Capo, which is kind of like lieutenant, I guess. And so then this guy named Pericolo, I think, he shows up and he's a part of the Mafia. He's not a stand user. He's just, like, bringing them their orders. And so he's like, okay, so you're next. Your first order of business as the new capo is that you have to protect the boss's daughter for 1 week. And so they're like, okay. So her name is Trish Una, and she's 15 years old. So they have to deliver her to the location that the boss has, like, passed down. So on their way to delivering the daughter, they fight 2 guys. And let me tell you a little bit about them. So their group is called the Squadra, and they want to find out the boss's identity because 2 of their guys were killed by other members of the Passione. And so their 2 guys, Sorbet and Gelato, were killed. I don't remember why, I don't know. Probably because they're gay. But they want to find out the boss's identity so they can take over the Mafia. And so they think that finding Trish will lead to the boss's identity. So they're all trying to, like, they have the same motive. So they fight this guy first named Formaggio, and this is where we actually find out Narancia's stand. So basically he kills him, and then they fight this guy named Eluso, which is where we find out Fugo's stand, which is basically a stand that will release a deadly, incurable virus. So that's why, like, he never brings his stand out, but when he only does when it's, like, super important. So they are here at Pompeii because they need to find a key. And so, because Pericolo was like, okay, you need to find this very important key as a part of your journey to delivering Trish. And so, of course, Eluso and Formaggio, like, they're all trying to find the key also. So they get the key at the end and kill Eluso. And then they make it to the train station, and they're like, where am I supposed to put this fucking key? Because Pericolo was like, you have to put the key somewhere in the train station. And the train is about to leave, and they're like, okay, we have to go now, but I don't know where to put this fucking key. Turns out there's a turtle in the train station, and so they put the key in the turtle, and the turtle's stand activates, and it's like a little room inside the turtle. So basically there's that. And so now they have this little handy turtle thing, and they all get onto the train, where they fight two more guys named Prosciutto and Pesci, who are brothers. And so basically they have this whole long train fight. They kill Prosciutto, they kill Pesci, and then they fight two more guys named Melone and Ghiaccio. If you're Italian, I'm so sorry. Not about my pronunciation, but about how everybody's name is like something Italian. Like, I don't know if you're noticing, but everybody's name is like cheese or meat or fish or melon. And that's just really sweet to me. That's very cute. So anyways, they kill all these guys. And like, Perico is like giving them instructions, like, you need to find this key, you need to find this CD, this disc. So they find the disc, and on the disc is like, okay, you need to bring Trish to this building. So they bring her to this island, this building, and they're like, okay, we did it. We did it. And Bruno takes her inside, and turns out the boss only brought her there to kill her, because she is like the last bit of information regarding to his past. Like, he wants nobody to know anything about him. So he tries to kill Trish, and Bruno's like fighting him. And this is where we find out, like, his ability is kind of to remove time. So, like, if something happens, he can, like, take a part out of time. So he can just remove time. He can't, it's not like going back in time, or it's like he just removes time. So Bruno basically is dead. Like, he actually dies. But they save Trish. Like, they save Trish, but he actually dies. And then Giorno comes inside, and everyone's like, Giorno, don't go inside. They told you not to go inside. But he goes inside anyway, like something's wrong. And so they all follow him after. And so, the boss is like trying to finish off Bruno, but then he's like, oh no, everybody's here. I have to go. So Bruno basically dead as fuck. Giorno kind of like implants life into him, but he's like, I'm so confused because he was actually dead. So Bruno's back, but is he really? We'll see. So they get on this boat, and they're like, okay, now we actually have to betray the boss. Like, we have to betray everybody, and we have to go. We have to find out his identity, and we have to take him down. And so everyone's like, yeah, let's go. And Fugo's like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do that. So Fugo stays behind, and everybody else leaves. And that's where we leave Fugo. Like, he doesn't come back. Then they stop for lunch. They have a good time. And there's these two guys on the rooftop, and they start fighting them. So yeah, they start fighting them. Naranja kills them both. This is so sad. This happy couple, and he guns them down in the middle of the street. So then they're like, okay, let's take a plane. By the way, let me explain to you where they're going. So they're going to Sardinia, which is where, like, Trish is like, oh, my mommy and my daddy met in Sardinia. So that's his hometown. So they're trying to go to Sardinia, and they're trying to find this photo that was taken of Trish's mother by the boss. So they're like, okay, if we go to Sardinia and we go to a specific place, Abacchio can use a stand, and we can rewind and see what the boss looked like. So that's why they're going to Sardinia. So they're on this plane, and they're fighting more people, they're fighting more guys, all from La Squadra. And this is where Trish awakens her ability, because of course she's the boss's daughter, she'll have a stand. And her stand is named Spice Girl, and it can make anything soft and elastic. And so basically, Trish is getting like character development, love her. Then there's an episode where we meet this boy, well, not boy, but he looks like a teenager, and his name is Doppio. And this is where we find out that Doppio is actually the boss, but not in the way that you would think. So we go into his backstory, how he meets Donatella, which is Trish's mother. So how he meets Donatella, and then we find out that he has a split personality. So I think Doppio was the original, and then he split into the boss, because the boss is the one who runs the mafia now, of course, not this little twink. And so basically we just learn that information. So they make it to Sardinia, and they are starting the process of, like, you know, finding where the photo was taken, and then we see Doppio is there too. So he is there to kill everybody, and the last member of La Squadra is there trying to kill him. Ow, oh my god, sorry. It's like all in my eye. Oh my god. So Risotto Nero is the last one who is a part of Lascaraja, because they killed everybody else. And so he was sent to fight Bruno's gang, but Doppio finds him before that. And so at first, Risotto was like, who is this little guy? Like, I don't think he's a stand user. I think he's just like, whatever. And then he finds out, okay, this is the boss. This is actually the boss. And so they fight each other. And so we get this whole like dynamic between Doppio and the boss. And the boss is like telling him what to do. And another ability of the boss's stand, which is called King Crimson, is that he can foresee the future. So this little thing on the top of his head is called Epitaph, and that's what can foresee the future. So the boss is like telling him what to do and like how to win and stuff, and so he kills Risotto, and this whole thing is going on while Abbacchio is rewinding his stand to see what the boss looks like. So while Narancia's Aerosmith is flying around, not only can he shoot things, he can like detect oxygen. So he's like, oh, I'm detecting a whole bunch of oxygen up here. There's enemies up here. So the three of them, Giorno, Mista, Abbacchio, Narancia, I don't know. Actually, I think some of them are like in the turtle. Some of them are hanging out with Trish and the turtle. But like some of them, they go up to check it out and Risotto's dead. And so like, okay, somebody's here. I'm so scared. And they leave Abbacchio alone down on the beach, just alone. And so of course he dies because, guys, come on. Of course he's gonna die. So Doppio goes down and like he kills him. He like punches him through the chest and he dies. And so they go to back down and they're like, yeah, we left for 5 seconds and he dies, obviously. And so they're like really sad, really emotional. Bruno's like, we gotta go now. We have to go. But really, he's torn up. He's broken up inside because that was his man. Oh my god, he's dead. Like, what do we do now? Excuse me, okay, they're like, what do we do now? Because now he's dead. And then they're like, guys, look. And before he died, he turned the stone into the boss's face. So now we have like a stone imprint of the boss. And so they're like, wow, this is awesome. Great job, Abbacchio. And so after this point, they get a message from a stranger. They're in like the turtle and they're getting a message. They're like, okay, Rando is texting me. And he's like, you have to come to the Colosseum for a special surprise. And so they're like, okay. And as they're going to Rome, they fight 2 more guys. You never would have guessed it. They fight 2 more guys, and their names are Cioccolata and Secco. And they have the craziest dynamic. I'm really scared right now. They have like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I'm scared. So, Mista and Giorno are fighting Cioccolata because Cioccolata's stand is like mold that grows on you when you descend. You can tell they're like running out of ideas. So Narancia and Trish are in the turtle because they were affected by the mold, so they can't fight. So Mista and Giorno are fighting Cioccolata, where Bruno is fighting his dog, Secco. So, like, Secco's ability is he can, like, dive into the ground or something. I don't know. Mista and Giorno kill Cioccolata, and his mold is, like, erased. And Secco's, like, mad as hell because they just killed his, I don't even want to say boyfriend. It's just, like, his thing, I don't know. Bruno is alone fighting Secco, and they're, like, right next to the Colosseum. And Secco is, like, he grabs this random kid on the street, which is actually Doppio, and he's like, I'm gonna kill this little boy right now. So Bruno ends up, like, defeating Secco, who is dead now. And Bruno is literally fucking dying. He's dying. He's, like, blind, he's deaf, he's about to die. And before all this, they were, like, in the car, and Mista was asleep. And Giorno's like, you're dead, aren't you? And he was like, yeah, I died when I died the first time. So I'm like, I'm about to die. I will die. By the way, at the end of this, I will die. So he mistakes Doppio for Trish. And he's like, oh my god, Trish. Because their essence is the same. Their essence is similar because they're father and daughter. And so he mistakes Doppio for Trish, and he's like, let's go to the Colosseum. We gotta go now. We gotta go to the Colosseum now. And so Doppio's like, okay, this is great. Now I can find out who's been texting Bruno. And So now it's just Bruno and Doppio and the boss's voice in Doppio's head. So, like, the boss is telling him what to do and stuff. And then we like, not really see, but we're like, okay, this is the guy that's been texting Bruno. And he's like, reveal your stand. Like, I need to know I can trust you. And he's like, that's Trish? That's a full-grown man. And so Bruno's like, no, this is Trish. Bro, I'm serious, this is Trish. I promise. That's Trish. And so then we find out that the mysterious stranger is Polnareff from part 3. And I mentioned in part 4 that they went to find the arrows, him and Jotaro. So Jotaro went to Japan and stuff, and like Polnareff went to like Europe and everywhere else. And so he met the boss, and the boss literally tore all of his limbs apart. So he's in a wheelchair now, poor Peanut. And my bangs look so bad. Like, guys, let me know what to do with my bangs down below, because I just hate them right now. Basically, Peanut knows about the boss. I'm sorry, I've been wanting to call him his real name. I just don't know when they actually reveal it. His name is Diavolo. And so then Diavolo actually reveals himself. Like, he takes his shirt off and he becomes Diavolo. And so now they're all like fighting each other and stuff. And then we find out, oh, Polnareff has an arrow in his hand. Right there, he has an arrow. And then he's like, tells us a little backstory about how the arrow accidentally like slipped into his arm, and his stand, I'm so sorry, I never actually told you what his stand was. Basically, he just has a sword. That's his stand. His stand gained a new ability, and it made everybody fall asleep and switch bodies. And so he's like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again. He does it again, because he's about to die. So now everybody's at the Coliseum, and we're like, oh my god, Diavolo is here, and they all know that he can skip time and stuff like that. And so, as a last resort, Polnareff stabbed himself with the arrow, and so Chariot, his stands name is Silver Chariot, so Chariot Requiem is unlocked, and so everybody switches bodies. So, Bruno goes into Diavolo's body. Diavolo, we don't know whose body he's in. Mista went into Trish's body, Trish went into Mista's body, Narancia went into Giorno's body, and Giorno went to Narancia's body. And Doppio went to Bruno's body. So everybody's like super confused. And then we find out, okay, we've been body switched. And Diavolo comes running at everybody. And they're like, oh my god, it's Diavolo. Just kidding. It's Bruno, as we know. And so Bruno is like, you have to shoot my body so that he won't wake up. Like, we don't know if it's Diavolo's soul or Doppio's soul. But either way, you have to shoot and kill my body so he doesn't wake up. My hair is like really pissing me off. Anybody else really botched lately? Anybody else feel really botched lately? Okay, and we get this really cool scene where Mista is like reloading his gun, and then suddenly like there's 4 bullets on the floor, but he didn't drop that many. So we know that time has been skipped, so Diavolo is lurking around, and then we're like, okay, where's Narancia's body? Okay. Where's Giorno? Where's Giorno's body? And so we're looking around. Giorno's body is dead as hell. He's been killed. And it's not Giorno, it's Narancia. So Narancia's been actually killed. And Giorno takes him off the gate and is like, I can actually just come back into this body because Narancia's dead. So Giorno is back in his body. And Narancia's dead. And of course we knew he was about to die, because before this he was like, after all this is done, I'm going to go back to school, and I'm going to go see Fugo, and I'm going to get my education, and I'm going to eat a pizza, and it's going to be so good. Don't start saying things like that, or you will be killed. So, then they're like, okay, somebody here is Diavolo, and we got to figure it out. And by the way, Silver Chariot Requiem is aura farming to the max. So he's just like walking around with this arrow, and everyone's trying to get the arrow, but like he's really, really possessive over this arrow. Like he tries to get the arrow and he starts killing you. Guys, I literally don't know where he was hiding. I think that he was hiding in like Trish's body. Like he was masking himself in her aura, but I looked it up everywhere and they won't tell me where he was hiding. But anyways, he reveals himself and they're all trying to take the arrow. Giorno somehow gets the arrow. He pierces himself and he becomes Golden Experience Requiem. And so you're like, Elio, what is Golden Experience Requiem? Basically, he defeats Diavolo by sending him into an infinite death loop. So it starts out where Diablo is like, oh my god, I got away, I won. I got away into the sewers. And then he is stabbed by some random junkie, and he dies. And then it, like, flashes to the next scene, and he's being cut open by like, a coroner. And then it cuts over and over again. He's, like, getting hit by a car. He just dies over and over and over and over again. And that's the Golden Experience Requiem. Which is crazy, if you ask me. And so Bruno truly dies at this point. Like, he's had his time. It's time for him to die. He dies. And Giorno's the only one who sees it. And then Mista and Trish, like, everybody has their bodies back. And Mista and Trish are like, I love being best friends now. We're best friends. Let's go see Bruno. Let's go hang out. And Giorno's like, yeah, let's go get Bruno. And that's how it ends. Basically, and then there's, like, a scene at the end where Giorno is the boss of Passione. And Mista is his, like, bodyguard or something. And Polnareff's also there. And so that's how Golden Wind ends. And honestly, I've been recording for way too long. So I'm not going to be giving you, like, my full opinion. I really liked it. Incredible outro, if you ask me. I really like the characters. I really like how gay everybody got. I like the new art style in difference between part 1, 2, 3, 4. I really like it. I love the fashion. So yeah. I rate Golden Wind a 10. I didn't rate part 4. I rate part 4 a 10. Bye, everybody.
My favorite thing waiting for you. Try to talk me a bit. I can love you for 1,000 years. Love you for 1,000 more.